Hello, and welcome to my presentation for the graphics midterm. Um, anyways, let's get into it with, some relatively low frames. Um, so, here we have the dungeon. Something weird is going on. I think it's the same thing that happened with my, graphics project where textures weren't being applied correctly. Um, I got rid of my shader and used the most recent shader from the class stuff, and it's yielded the exact same result here. Um, but I will run this again to show that textures are actually working. So, as we see, the little lights of the various torches flicker. They have a bit of an orange hue. I'm using WASD to move around, plus Q and E to raise and lower as a standard. Control D and A, rotate the camera, and then W makes you look up. Oh, sorry, Control W makes you look up, and Control S makes you look down. So, here we have a little crystal. It's shinier. It's got that specular, and right there is a good example of how you can see through it. Moving on, in the collection of absolutely strange things that happened, here we see our various grass stuff loading in fine. And if we scroll up, that's the torches. We can see, yeah, we're adding it all to the dungeon scene. And it's even being saved in the JSON. But as we look here, we can't see it at all. Extremely strange. I don't know why it's happening, but it's happening. So we have a little spotlight shining down on where it is. You wanted it at an angle, which, in full transparency, I've not done. I've also not made it decay with time to sort of simulate a day-night cycle. I just have it moving back and forth. It's quite slow, but I've now been looking at it long enough that hopefully you can have seen that it moved. Okay. Computer. Whew. Thank you. We'll close that. Wait for this to close. If it could be so kind. And then let's go and show you that, yes, in fact, the meshes, or rather the textures are working. Real easy way to see. Since there's so many floors, let's turn off lighting for the floors so they should be just themselves and their textures. And yeah, if we look, now they got that like gray clay color that they're supposed to have. So the textures are working, just for whatever reason, the lighting and shader seem to play some sort of trick with them. Now on to where each question is. Here is the dungeon file being read in. It gets loaded into a vector chars. For question 2, that's the first part of this generate dungeon scene. Here, it generates floors, and then it sees if any walls need to be generated around it. For the variation, these dwarves apparently really liked the number 3 and 4, so they've made a pattern of 3 in their floor and a pattern of 4 on their walls. So question 3, if we scroll down, is the torches. Question 6 is after that, I believe. No, question 6 is the plants. Question 3, the torches. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we spread them out and about. And then in the main, we have a couple other parts of it. This first part here, for every torch mesh we have, we create a light at its position-ish. And the final bit, we make them flicker. Okay. Question 4. Adding like the arches. That's done after we add the walls, which is right up here. Yeah, I think I've marked that. Should be marked. Yeah, I have marked it. So yeah, question 4, very similar to adding in the walls, just like slightly different tests. Question 5 is adding in the crystals. So the crystals get seeded similarly to how the torches do. And then we have like some stuff we gotta do here to get the transparency working. Yeah, if it's not a crystal, we don't want to make it transparent. Otherwise, we do. Could have sworn there was another part for the crystals here. Yeah, it's up by the lighting, isn't it? Yep. Except that's labeled wrong, question mark? But yeah, every crystal, it gets like an indigo-ish light at its base. That's not quite as strong as the torchlight. Yeah. So what's next? The plants. So the plants, I think I pointed them out a little bit earlier, but they're here. Question 6. Then underneath there, we have the skylines, or skylights rather. Um, so there's where they get set up, and then for actually moving them, we have this code here, which I guess is part of question 7 rather than question 6, but they're fairly together. Yeah, hopefully that helps you find everything, and I don't know, shows you what I did. Uh, thanks. See ya.